Welcome to Learn As You Grow, the podcast where we can grow every day in every way, sharing gardening tips, ideas, and inspiration to help you cultivate your best garden and self. Let's talk about your brain on gardening. Getting your hands in the soil can lower stress, boost your mood, and even improve memory. But why does this happen? When our skin is in contact with the soil, there's a specific soil bacteria on a microscopic level which has anti-inflammatory and immunoregulatory properties. This triggers the release of serotonin, that's right, that happy chemical, a natural antidepressant, and strengthens the immune system. Lack of serotonin in the brain causes depression. That natural high occurs when we harvest produce from the garden, causing a release of dopamine in the brain. That's our reward center. This dopamine release can be triggered by seeing a fruit or a berry. That sight, the smell, as well as the action of actually plucking the fruit. You become addicted to gardening in the sense that you feel rewarded and reinforce the behavior to get that reward. And of course, there's the vitamin D from the sunshine. We have endorphin release, dopamine production, and stress reduction. The taste, the texture, the sensation, the wind on your face and your hair. Just feeling the elements of nature. Did you know gardening for at least 2.5 hours each week was associated with better self reported mental well being and life satisfaction? The awe factor. When we experience awe, our brains spend less time in what is known as the default mode network. I'm going to refer to that as DMN, default mode network, a system that is activated when our minds wander or we are thinking about ourselves. Breaking away from DMN helps us to think outside of ourselves, making us feel more connected to the larger world and, in some cases, facilitating transcendence. Gardening usually requires a lot of movement, aerobic and muscular exercise, and fresh air. You have to solve problems all the time, which is great. It's exercise for your brain. Let's grow well-adjusted kids through gardening. Opportunities for young people to improve their social, physical, psychological, cognitive, environmental, and spiritual well-being, making them slow down, pause, and smile. Gives them that self of accomplishment, pride, and ownership. Do you remember how fun it used to be to make the mud pies as a child? Maybe you still do it alongside your child. There's actually a reason for that, and it has everything to do with the soil. Just playing with soil for 5 minutes, we can actually see your parasympathetic nervous system activation change from flight or fight, moving towards tend and befriend. Let's say that again for you in the back. We can actually see, after playing with the soil for 5 minutes, your parasympathetic nervous system activation change from flight or fight to tend and befriend. Take a moment to study leaves and flowers and plants. Thousands of years ago, we lived with nature. Grow what you eat what you grow. There is a history of therapeutic horticulture. In 1817, Benjamin Rush established a psychiatric facility that utilized gardening as a treatment intervention. In 1973, the American Horticultural Therapy Association was established. It's professional ethics, standards, practices for the horticultural therapy education programs in the U.S. So what and who benefits from these therapeutic horticulture programs, you might ask? I think everyone. Mental health, psychiatric hospitals, domestic abuse shelters, substance abuse clinics, group homes, in the community, homeless shelters, community public gardens, religiously affiliated programs, botanical gardens and museums. In the elders category, assisted living homes, independent retirement communities, even our government, Okay, our military services centers, our military rehab facilities and hospitals, our education. Let's get back to growing food and education, can we please? Our medical, our rehabilitation centers, our palliative and hospice care centers, any kind of traumatic injuries, even criminal justice. Everyone deserves to grow a garden, halfway houses, juvenile detention, local and federal prisons, intellectually and developmentally disabled, assisting living programs, day programs, all deserve therapeutic horticulture. So, what happens in these programs? What are the activities? Garden maintenance. You're weeding, you're deadheading, you're planting, you're watering, starting and growing plants from seed. The actual planting and maintaining of the garden. Planting and maintaining raised beds and annual flower containers, even greenhouse plant production, learning how that works. Your hydroponics, your aquaponics, your vertical gardening systems, indoor and outdoor plant propagation, plant-based arts and crafts, creation of value-added products like pressed flower cards, making salsa, drying herbs to make tea, cut flower gardening and making bouquets, nature walks, and forest bathing, getting your feet in the ground, sitting in the woods in nature and listening. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Mindfulness activities. You can have plant sales, okay? So your mind is like a garden, okay? Planting seeds of positivity, positive thoughts, affirmations, gratitude to create that fertile ground for our personal growth and happiness, okay? Weeding out negativity, mindfulness, self awareness, uproot negative thoughts, replace them with positive and empowering ones. Nurture growth. We always have to water our plants, think about the air, the soil, the sunlight, all at the right temperature. You need that too. Engage in activities that promote personal growth, such as reading inspirational books, attending workshops, or seeking guidance from mentors. Surround yourself with positive influences that encourage and support your journey. Embracing the seasons of change. Just as gardens adapt to the changing seasons, we can learn to adapt and grow through life's ups and downs, finding strength and resilience within ourselves. And lastly, cultivate patience. Seeds take time to sprout, plants need time to grow, flowers need time to bloom. Personal growth is a continuous process. Celebrate small victories along the way. Trust that with time and perseverance, your mindset will flourish. Don't forget to follow Learn as You Grow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening. Thanks for listening to Learn as You Grow. Be sure to follow the podcast, leave a review, and share it with a fellow gardener. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel, Shawnee Grows. That's ShawnneeGrows, Shawnee Grows, for more tips and live streams. You can chat with me live there. Until next time, grow every day in every way.